Hey everyone, Alexander Matthias here from Saxophone Masterclass. Thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm going to show you how you can start improving those higher notes on the saxophone. Now I know, especially as a beginner, it gets harder when you press the octave key and start trying to go higher up the instrument, and sometimes you can get out of tune and sometimes the notes don't come out clearly. Well, in today's video I'm going to show you a couple of exercises that will help you to improve those high notes step by step. Now I'm going to be using the notes of G major to demonstrate these exercises, and if you don't know the scale of G major, you can actually download it for free at saxophonemasterclass.com/G major. Now this lesson is actually taken from my saxophone success path, which is a step-by-step path that I've created that takes you from learning the saxophone from absolute scratch to then advancing to learning your favorite songs, learning how to play by ear, learning how to jam with other musicians, and developing the confidence to play for friends and family, and even to play in public as well. So I've had many students go through this saxophone success path and exceed their goals on saxophone. It's completely step by step, so you don't get overwhelmed, you don't get frustrated, you don't get confused by the difficulties of the saxophone, because I show you every detail of what it is you need to learn in order to master the sax. So if this sounds like a path you'd love to follow, why not go and check it out inside my Saxophone Masterclass membership. You can learn more at saxophonemasterclass.com/membership. We only open a few times a year, but if you go to the website, you'll see when we're open for enrollments next. And you can join the waiting list to be the first to know when the Saxophone Masterclass membership is open. In the meantime, I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson and happy playing. The first exercise is to simply start on the note you can play. So for example, if you can play D well, start on D and then move up to E before moving back down to D, right? So if you're having trouble with E, start on the note you do know, such as D, and work your way up slowly like this. So if we're confident with the note D but we want to move up to E, we start on D and we play that a few times. So make sure you're feeling good about that. Make sure you're confident with playing the note D. Now, as we play the note D, we're going to move up to E very briefly and then back down to D like this. So this exercise is really going to help you with getting more consistency on the note E. Alright, so repeat this exercise. Go from D up to E, back down to D. Now remember to tongue each of these notes as well. Now once we're getting confident with that, we can hold on to E for a little longer, like this. Okay, so now we should be improving on E. Just keep working on this. If it's still having problems, if you're still cracking, if you're whatever it is, just go back to the previous exercise of playing D to E and then back down to D. So once we've built more confidence with playing E, now we want to just play E by itself, like this. Okay, so we're practicing a long tone just on E, right? So now we're developing our confidence with that note. Once we develop our confidence with that note, then we can start working towards F sharp. Okay, so it is getting harder the higher we go. So let's say you do know how to play E well. Now we're going to move on to the same exercise, but going up to F sharp. Okay, so once we have the confidence with that, we move on to the second exercise, which is going from E up to F sharp and holding F sharp. So remember to tongue both of these notes, as that's going to make the exercise easier. So now that we've worked on that, we can just try and play F sharp by itself. Okay, so this is going to take time. It might take sometimes days or even weeks to really get comfortable with playing this F sharp by itself. And that's completely normal and completely fine. But if you are comfortable with this note now, we can move on to trying to get the note G. So we start on F sharp and we move up to G. So again, we're starting on F sharp, going up to G and back to F sharp. Once we're confident with that, once we're getting the sound clear, once we're getting it consistent, then we can move on to the second exercise, which is playing from F sharp up to G. Okay, so this is the most difficult note to get. You might be cracking a little bit, and that's okay. Just keep working on this, slowly going up the scale with these exercises that I showed you. And then finally you should be able to play G by itself. So remember, as you're doing these exercises, you want to be thinking about breath support, you want to make sure your embouchure is in the correct position, and you want to make sure you're not putting too much mouth over the mouthpiece or too little of your mouth over the mouthpiece. You want to be coming up to that point where the reed and the mouthpiece meet. So you want to look at that and you want to place your finger right where the mouthpiece and the reed meet, just like I showed you in the previous lessons. So keep working on these exercises and you'll be able to play these notes with ease in no time. Alright everyone, I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Remember, this is part of my Saxophone Success Path, which you can get inside the Saxophone Masterclass membership. Just go to saxophonemasterclass.com/membership to learn more about that. And not only do you get a curated path to follow with hundreds of lessons and videos and PDFs and audio files, but you also get feedback from me personally as you're working through the Saxophone Success Path. So you're never lost, you're always getting feedback, you're always getting constructive criticism as you're working through the curriculum. Not only that, but there's also an incredible community inside the membership which you can share your progress with, ask questions, share your journey, encourage and motivate one another as you're progressing and mastering the saxophone. So again, we only open a few times a year for new enrollments. So if you want to see if we're open right now, just go to saxophonemasterclass.com/membership. And if we're not open, you can just join the waiting list and be the first to know when we're going to be open for new enrollments. Alright everyone, I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, happy playing.